Each of us carries a rhythm that never stops, a rhythm that has been with us since before we opened our eyes to this world. It is the steady beat of the heart. We rarely pay attention to it, yet it quietly guides our lives every moment. Without asking, without demanding, it continues. When we feel joy, it dances with us. When we feel sadness, it slows and becomes heavy. When we rest, it softens like a lullaby. And when we are afraid, it beats fast, as if to warn us. This simple rhythm is not just a physical sound. It is a reminder that life is here, now. Many people look outside themselves for signs of meaning. They search in books, in conversations, in distant places. But one of the most direct signs of life's mystery is always within. By placing your hand gently on your chest, or pausing in silence, you can feel the quiet rhythm that has never left you. When we listen carefully, this beat can bring us a deep sense of connection. It tells us that we belong to the flow of life. The earth has its cycles, the sea has its waves, the sky has its winds, and inside us, the heart keeps its own steady time. To recognize this is to remember that we are not separate, but part of something vast and ongoing. Your heart does not argue, it does not judge, it simply continues. To notice it is to discover a rhythm of trust, a rhythm of life itself. The heart is often called a silent teacher because it does not use words. It teaches through its steady presence, through the rhythm it never fails to keep. Unlike the mind, which runs fast with thoughts and worries, the heart remains simple. It does not explain, it does not debate. It only continues to remind us of life by beating again and again. If we allow ourselves a moment of stillness, we can learn from this silent teacher. Close your eyes, sit quietly, and notice. The heart speaks in silence. Its lesson is patience. Its lesson is endurance. It keeps working even when we are unaware. It accepts joy and sorrow, peace and stress, and still continues. This is a deep teaching about how to live. In our daily lives, we are often caught in noise. Phones ring, screens light up, voices fill the air. In the middle of this, the heart is always calm. It does not fight for attention, but it is always there. By listening, we can remember what is truly important. We do not need many answers from outside. The heart already shows us the truth of being alive. Sometimes we may feel lost or uncertain. In those moments, simply placing attention on the heart can be like sitting before a wise teacher. No words are needed, just the steady rhythm saying, "You are here, you are alive." The silent teacher is patient and kind. It asks nothing but gives everything. When we listen, we become students of life itself. Inside us, two rhythms move as one. The first is the breath, rising and falling like waves upon the shore. The second is the beat of the heart, steady like a drum deep within. These two are partners in life, always present, always working together to keep us alive. When you notice your breathing, slow and gentle, you may also notice how the heart answers. In calm moments, the breath is soft and the heartbeat follows with ease. In moments of stress, the breath becomes fast and the heart rushes with it. They move in harmony, showing us the close bond between body and spirit. By paying attention to this connection, we can find a sense of grounding. The breath reminds us of openness, of receiving and releasing. The heartbeat reminds us of strength, of life's persistence. Together, they form a rhythm that carries us through every day. It is easy to forget this partnership. We spend much time in thought, in planning, in remembering the past or imagining the future. Yet while our minds wander, breath and beat remain faithful. They do not ask for permission. They do not wait for our attention. They simply continue their dance. To pause and notice them is to return home to ourselves. No matter where you are, no matter what you face, This rhythm is always with you. It is a friend who never leaves. Breathing in, the heart responds. Breathing out, the rhythm continues. This gentle partnership is life's constant song, reminding us that in every moment we are carried by something greater than thought. There is a sound within us that does not come from the outside world. It is not like music from an instrument or the voice of another person. It is the quiet rhythm of the heart. We do not control it, and we cannot predict every change. It simply moves according to the mystery of life itself. If you sit in silence, you may begin to notice this inner sound. It is soft, sometimes almost hidden, yet it is always there. The mind may wonder where it comes from, why it began, and when it will end. But the heart does not answer in words. It only continues its rhythm, reminding us that some truths are too deep for explanation. This mystery invites us to reflect. Life is not something we fully understand. We may study, we may think, we may try to explain, but still, the essence of life remains beyond us. The heartbeat is one of the clearest signs of this. It began before we were aware of ourselves, and it will one day stop, but while it lasts, it carries us through every moment. Listening to this sound can bring a sense of wonder. Each beat is a gift that cannot be earned or controlled. Each beat is proof that we are part of a larger mystery, one that holds us even when we do not think about it. When we notice this inner sound, we may begin to trust life a little more. We do not need all the answers. We only need to be present with the rhythm that is already within us, quietly guiding us in every moment. The heart does not shout, it whispers. With every beat, it quietly tells us, "You are alive." We may forget this in our busy days. We look at screens, rush through tasks, and let hours pass without noticing the simple fact that we are here. Yet the heart keeps reminding us, softly and patiently, that life continues. This reminder is not dramatic. It does not demand attention like sudden noise or bright light. Instead, it is gentle, like the sound of leaves moving in the wind. To listen is to wake up to something very simple, yet very precious. The truth is that being alive is already enough. We do not always need more achievements, more possessions, or more recognition. The steady rhythm of the heart is proof that life itself is already given, ready. When we place our hand on our chest and feel the pulse, we may sense gratitude rising within us. We realize that no matter what difficulties we face, life is still here, flowing through us. Even in sadness, even in confusion, this reminder does not disappear. It waits for us to notice, and when we do, a quiet strength begins to grow. Sometimes people ask, "What is the meaning of life?" Perhaps the heart answers without words. The meaning is to be alive, to experience this moment as it is. The gentle rhythm carries us without condition, without judgment. By listening to it, we learn to value the simple gift of existence. The reminder is always close, closer than breath, closer than thought. It asks nothing, but offers everything. To notice it is to remember the wonder of simply being alive. The heart does more than keep us alive. It also reflects what is happening within us. When our thoughts are calm, the heart is steady and gentle. When our minds are troubled, the heart beats faster, as if it is showing us our own restlessness. In this way, the heart becomes a mirror, quietly reflecting the state of the mind. We often try to hide our feelings from others, or even from ourselves, but the heart does not hide. It responds honestly to every emotion, whether it is fear, excitement, anger, or joy. This honesty can be a guide if we choose to listen. By noticing how the heart responds, we can understand more about what is really happening inside. Imagine a moment of stress. Your heart may race. Your chest may tighten. If you stop for a moment and notice this, you may realize that your mind is full of pressure and worry. The heart is showing you clearly what the mind is holding. In another moment, when you are sitting in peace, the gentle rhythm of your heart reflects that ease. The mirror is always there, offering a picture of your inner state. This connection reminds us that the body and the mind are not separate. They move together, supporting each other. By paying attention to the heartbeat, we gain insight into our own thoughts and feelings. We may not always be able to control the mind, but we can learn to notice its reflection in the rhythm of the heart. The mirror of the heart does not judge. It only reflects. By seeing it clearly, we can begin to understand ourselves more deeply, and perhaps treat ourselves with more care. In a world that often feels unsettled, the steady pulse of the heart can become a place of calm. While everything around us changes, news, weather, opinions, and even our own moods, the heartbeat remains faithful. It continues in its rhythm, simple and constant. To notice it is to discover a quiet center, even when life feels uncertain. When we sit in stillness and bring attention to the gentle beat inside, a sense of calm can slowly rise. It is not something we force. It is already there, waiting for us. The heart teaches us that stability does not need to come from outside. It is present within, in the steady pulse that carries us through each moment. Think of times when you have felt overwhelmed. Thoughts may have been racing, emotions pulling you in many directions. Yet if you had paused and touched your chest, you would have found the same steady rhythm. It does not leave us, even in difficulty. This can be a source of comfort, like an anchor in restless waters. Calm does not mean that problems disappear. It means that we can face them without being swept away. By noticing the pulse, we remember that there is something steady within us, something we can rely on. Each beat reminds us that we are alive, and that life continues step by step, moment by moment. To rest in this steady pulse is to rest in life itself. It is a gentle invitation to trust that even when storms pass through our minds, the heart will keep its rhythm, offering us calm in the middle of change. There are times in life when the noise around us grows softer, perhaps in the evening when the day has ended, or in the early morning before the world wakes. In these quiet moments, we may notice something we usually overlook: the voice of the heart. It does not speak with words, yet it communicates with a rhythm that touches us deeply. When we place our hand on the chest and feel the gentle beat, it is as if the heart is saying, "I am here with you." This quiet voice can bring comfort when we are lonely, strength when we are uncertain, and peace when we are restless. It does not argue or explain. It simply reminds us of our own life, beating faithfully inside. Many people search for wisdom in books or advice from others. These can be helpful, but the heart itself often gives a message that is more personal. In silence, when thoughts settle, the steady rhythm becomes clearer. It is a reminder that wisdom can also come from within, not only from outside sources. At times, when we are troubled, we may hear this voice more strongly. The heartbeat may quicken, urging us to pay attention. At other times, it slows, telling us that it is safe to rest. The heart's language is simple but profound. By listening carefully, we learn what it is saying. In the quiet moments of life, the heart speaks most clearly. If we pause to listen, we may discover that it has been guiding us all along, offering strength, patience, and a reminder of the life we carry inside. Life can be understood as music, and the heartbeat is its most personal melody. Each beat is like a note in a song that never stops playing while we live. We may not always hear it, but it is always there, quietly performing in the background. This music is not written by us. It is given freely, carrying us through joy, sorrow, and every ordinary moment in between. When we listen carefully, the rhythm of the heart can feel like the foundation of existence itself. Just as music can bring comfort, energy, or calm, the steady beat brings us these qualities without effort. It is the music that unites body and spirit, a song that began before we could understand and will continue until the last moment of life. In busy times, we may lose the sense of this inner music. Surrounded by noise, distracted by countless tasks, we forget the simple melody inside us. But the heart never forgets. Its rhythm is patient, waiting for us to notice again. When we do, it feels like rediscovering an old song, familiar, yet always new. This music also connects us to others. Every person carries their own rhythm, their own melody of life. Though the beats may differ in speed or strength, together they form part of the great orchestra of existence. To notice your own heartbeat is to remember that you are part of this larger song, one voice among many, all moving together. Every beat is a note of gratitude. Every rhythm, a reminder that life itself is music. To listen is to awaken to the harmony that is always present, even in silence. The present moment often feels difficult to hold. Our thoughts rush toward the future or return again and again to the past. But the pulse of the heart offers a way to remain here, now. Each beat happens only in the present. It cannot belong to yesterday, and it cannot belong to tomorrow. It is always this moment, right here. When you pause and notice your heartbeat, you are reminded that life is not somewhere else. It is not waiting for you in a different time. It is unfolding exactly where you are. The steady rhythm of the heart is a doorway to the present, guiding us back whenever we wander away. Think of how often we lose ourselves in worry or regret. Hours pass, and we realize we have not truly lived them. The heart, however, never leaves the present. It does not race ahead or fall behind. It beats only now. By connecting with it, we return to the same truth. This moment is enough. Sometimes, it may feel like the present is too small, too ordinary to notice. Yet the heart teaches otherwise. Each beat is precious, and each one is unique. The present is not something to escape, but something to treasure. The pulse shows us that life is built from countless small moments, each with its own quiet beauty. By holding the present through the pulse, we learn that we do not need to chase life. Life is already here, moving with every beat, offering itself freely in this very moment. The heart has carried us through every moment of our lives. From the first beat before birth until this very moment, it has never stopped. Because of this, the heart holds a kind of wisdom that does not come from books or lessons. It is the wisdom of life itself, simple and reliable. When we are unsure of what to do, the mind often becomes busy. It creates arguments, doubts, and endless possibilities. The heart, however, stays steady. It may beat faster when we are in danger, or soften when we are at peace. In this way, it often knows what is true before we can explain it in words. Trusting this wisdom can guide us when thoughts become too loud. This trust is not blind. It is based on the simple fact that the heart has never abandoned us. No matter what choices we made, no matter what difficulties we faced, it continued. Even when we forgot to notice it, it stayed faithful. Such reliability teaches us something important. Life itself can be trusted. To listen to the heart's wisdom is to listen to the natural flow of life. It may tell us to slow down when we are rushing. It may remind us to rest when we are tired. It may encourage us to keep going when strength is needed. These are not dramatic messages, but they are honest and clear. When we place trust in the heart, we are also placing trust in life. This does not mean every path will be easy, but it does mean that we are never alone. The wisdom of the heart is always with us, ready to guide us with every beat. The world is full of noise. There are voices from people around us, endless messages from devices, and the constant movement of daily life. All of this can make it difficult to hear ourselves. Yet, beneath the surface of this noise, there is always the quiet rhythm of the heart, steady and true. When we take time to notice it, the heart reminds us that not everything outside needs our attention. The world asks us to respond, to hurry, to consume more and more. But the heart asks nothing. It only offers its rhythm, a sound that belongs to us alone. By listening to it, we begin to move beyond the distractions and return to what is real. Sometimes, the noise of the world feels overwhelming, almost impossible to escape. But even in the loudest places, the heart continues its rhythm. It is not disturbed by outside chaos. This is a reminder that peace does not have to depend on silence around us. It can be found by tuning into the steady sound within. When we learn to listen beyond the noise, we begin to see what truly matters. Not every voice outside is important. Not every demand needs to be answered. The heart shows us a deeper voice, one that is always faithful, one that never leaves. By choosing to hear this inner rhythm, we give ourselves space. We step back from the endless noise of the world and discover something simple. Life is already here, and it has been guiding us all along. Peace is not something far away. It is not waiting in another place or another time. Often, peace can be found by turning inward to the simple rhythm of the heart. Each beat is a reminder that life is moving gently within us, steady and faithful. To notice it is to take the first step on a path toward inner peace. When we listen to the heartbeat, we may feel a soft calm spreading through us. It is as if the world slows down for a moment. The worries that seem so heavy begin to loosen, and the endless thoughts grow quieter. The rhythm of the heart shows us that peace is already here, closer than we often realize. This path is not about escaping life. It is about meeting life as it is. The heartbeat does not stop for our troubles, nor does it wait for our happiness. It continues through all conditions, carrying us forward. By listening to it, we learn that peace can also continue, even when life is not perfect. There will always be challenges and changes. But the heart teaches us that stability is possible, even in the middle of movement. The steady pulse is like a lamp that shines within, guiding us back whenever we feel lost. To walk this path is simple. Pause, listen, and notice. The heartbeat will always be there, offering a way back to calm. In every beat, we can find a small piece of peace, and by following it, we may discover a deeper harmony within ourselves. Life is often filled with noise, movement, and many responsibilities. Yet within all of this, the quiet rhythm of the heart continues. It is the most faithful reminder that we are alive in this very moment. By listening to it, we do not escape the world, but we learn to live in it with greater awareness. Each beat is an invitation to return, to remember that life is happening now. Living with awareness does not mean that we must change everything around us. It begins with noticing what is already here. The steady pulse within teaches us presence, patience, and simplicity. It asks nothing of us, but it gives everything, a reminder that life is already whole. When we live in this way, even small moments become meaningful, and even challenges can be met with calm. As I close these reflections, I wish to express my deep gratitude to you, to those who watch, who listen, who take time to share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you. To those who have kindly offered likes, subscriptions, and even support through super thanks and membership, your kindness is felt with warmth. It allows these teachings to continue, and I hold that support with respect and appreciation. May the rhythm of your own heart remind you each day of the gift of being alive. May you find peace in its steady beat, and may awareness guide you gently through all the moments of your life.